vocal improvisation, vocal kind of working song about unicorns. It's called Unicorn Freeze. I wanted to utilize them in a movement activity where we could work on impulse control, we can get some of that sensory experience that we need, while also coming back to singing, which is in itself a singing experience as well too. So this has been used in vocal lessons mostly, but could definitely be used as a movement activity or as a singing activity, kind of depending on what you're working on with your client or your student. And I also have this awesome puppet. I got this idea off of Pinterest but made my own, and so this is just from Canva, a free image, and now I have a unicorn that can sing. And so without further ado, this is Unicorn Freeze. Stretch like a unicorn, stretch like a unicorn, stretch like a unicorn, stretch like a unicorn. Now let's sing. Unicorn freeze. Yawn like a unicorn, yawn like a unicorn. Yawn like a unicorn, yawn like a unicorn. Now let's sing. Alright, so you get the idea. The idea is to move through that vocal warm-up and then randomly going to Unicorn Freeze. And I didn't play it every time, but I do recommend playing Unicorn Freeze and freezing as you say freeze. Good practice. Great musical cue that way. So Unicorn Freeze, and you can hold that for as long as you want. And then I did an example of like some really hyperactive movements going down to like yawning and slowing down. So we can use that idea of the ISO principle in music therapy of meeting maybe the client at a higher energy and bringing it down. But you know, the ISO principle doesn't work for everyone. So really watching the kid, are they getting overstimulated? Do they need that sensory input? And choosing movements kind of based on that and where they are that day, that session, that environment. There's a lot we have to consider as music therapists, but I feel like this is a song where you could easily adapt what you're doing in the moment. Let's say spinning was a lot, then you could be like, oh, we need to slow this down, and you could try a different movement and get back to that singing while having a nice sensory experience. Unicorn freeze. So yeah, lots and lots of ideas with that. Just kind of a simple music activity that you could incorporate in lessons and music therapy. Again, you could either work on the voice part with like movement breaks, or really focus on the movement sensory aspect of it, just kind of depending on what your students or clients or kiddos are working on. So that's Unicorn Freeze. I'm super excited about it. I think another idea to expand even further is you could have something to pretend you're a unicorn, like maybe an expo marker, you know. And so if you wanted to sit on the movement longer, you could easily have that 1/7 chord, like jump like a unicorn, and you can add kind of, you could work with your client or student to find something to be the unicorn horn, and that can incorporate some of that environment in an online session where you're kind of inviting them to share something with you. I have a lot of drumsticks, that would be great as well too, maybe a mallet, something to act like a unicorn as well. Could be an extra kind of creative piece of this activity. So that's Unicorn Freeze. It makes me really excited, and my students are loving unicorns. So I hope that you can find this helpful in your practice as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.